Welcome to Little Sprout, a podcast for moms by moms.
We're your hosts, Sara and Mel, here to talk all things motherhood
and keeping it real.
If you only knew what it took us to get here. One failed episode. Welcome to Little Sprout Moms, Sara and Mel, a podcast for moms by moms.
And we're back for like the 100th time.
We literally recorded a whole episode.
There was no sound. We were like, we're going to be so efficient. We're doing this early.
On a weeknight, so our weekend can be free.
Yep. And then Mel starts to edit it yesterday and messages me, there's no sound.
Zero sound. We also don't have childcare today.
Mm-hmm.
Natalie's at religious school, and
it's
taken an hour and a half to start recording.
Yeah, we've been playing around with 2 cameras, so you know what? I don't know how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, we'll see.
And hopefully we have sound, or else there may not be an episode this week.
Yeah, there might not be, but we'll see. We have some really great bloopers to share instead.
Yeah, lots of things have happened. We have big feelings happening.
Incredibly big feelings. We do have a really fun topic for today. Not fun, but relatable, I think.
Yes.
We are going to talk about our very different birth experiences and prepping for birth. Yes, your feet are dirty because you guys smashed crumbs all over my bedroom floor and walked around on them. That's fine. That's fine. I'll wash it. Okay. Aviva has been weirdly obsessed with cleanliness.
Oh.
Like on her own body. So we can't get past a little speck of dirt on her foot. Okay. Shoes off? Or you want your shoe on? Okay.
Yeah. So our topic for this week is talking about birth plans, if we had any, our birth stories leading up to the birth of our wonderful daughters.
Up until we recorded this the first time, we didn't know each other's story.
I know.
And that was really cool.
That was, yeah. Oh, she's okay.
Yeah, she is okay. Hey, your shoes are on now. So, did you have a birth plan?
No. So Oren and I did do a class that was...
Please God help me. We also are going through a sleep regression, and I am just so tired. Okay, yeah. So you went to some classes. You delivered at Cedars.
I delivered at Cedars. They offer some online classes. It was very easy and convenient to do. So it was kind of like just like nice to, I don't know, hear from a nurse working there, kind of what to expect. And then also, you know, my husband is not in the medical field, so like for him to like get an idea of what happens. We also did a tour of the hospital, which I thought was actually kind of convenient because, like I said before, I didn't know that you go directly to like an L&D floor as opposed to the emergency room if you need to go in, which obviously you don't want to be going to the emergency room if you're pregnant. So learned that. And other than that, having a birth plan, no, they gave you like a sheet to fill out.
Yeah.
I remember filling it out and just like was like, check all the drugs, like give me everything.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I was like, I don't care what happens.
Totally.
I mean,
like save my life and my baby's life.
Like whatever happens.
So we did not. I did like a YouTube class. My hospital also offered, I delivered at St. John's in Santa Monica, and they offered a class, but I felt like because Nate and I both worked there that we like knew everything. Yeah. We knew the L&D elevators. Looking back, maybe we should have done it, but instead to like prep for birth, I listened and then forwarded YouTube videos to Nate. No idea if he actually watched. And someone actually gave me a book called Hypnobirthing that I tried to read through. We really shouldn't eat headphone jacks. And so my goal was to kind of just labor as much as I could at home and kind of use breath work and such. And it's hard for me to connect to my breath on a regular basis.
Isn't that what the book is basically about?
Basically. But I have had friends who have delivered naturally at home. Mm-hmm. So I was like, maybe we can try that. not naturally at home. I was going to go to a hospital, but labored at home. I do have friends that have had home births. More power to them.
Yeah.
I would actually love to bring a mom on who's had a home birth and like talk to them about their experience. Yeah, because it was probably so different. But unfortunately, I got preeclampsia my 3rd trimester, so I had an induction date. So labor came on unnaturally via medicine because they were worried about my pressure.
How high did your blood pressure go? What would you like?
I think in the 170.
Oh, that's high. Did you like feel the effects from the high blood
I
pressure?
had a headache, and then they brought me in to the office, and then they retook it. Do you want to get down?
I should add, this episode is brought to you by every snack possible.
Yeah. Do you want to get down, Aviva, or you want to stay up?
They are eating everything in sight. Aww.
That is very cute, sharing, and you can't even see it.
Oh, that was so nice.
You want to open it?
Do you want it? Okay. It's okay, Jordan will finish it if she doesn't.
They have shared every water bottle. Okay, great. So yeah, my pressure was high, and they decided to induce me at 39 weeks. And my experience, I was so impressed with the staff and everything, but they like had a midnight check-in for an induction, which I guess is common.
I'm like, you missed that.
Aviva, please put it in your mouth. Or if you're all done, you can set it aside. Apparently, when you get induced, like your contractions, first of all, they have you check in at midnight, which is absurd. You're like, okay. So you roll up with your bags and your suitcase at midnight. And it was my first time giving birth. So I was like, you literally have no idea what to expect.
Do they think that like there's going to be more beds available at midnight? Like,
I have no idea. I think because it was a Friday at midnight. Like OBs don't want to schedule inductions that are going to go into the weekend.
But you just said it was Friday at midnight.
Sorry, it was Friday, 12 a.m. So Thursday.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But I guess like when you're induced, the contractions are like way stronger and more intense.
I can't even imagine.
I know.
I can't.
But you'll go into it.
Yeah, but yeah.
So I was going to try to labor as naturally and as long as possible without an epidural, but I ended up getting one the next morning because literally I was having contractions every 2 to 3 minutes, but I wasn't dilated. And it was so freaking painful. And I literally remember Nate just sleeping on the side. And I have a video of zoomed in on him just sleeping. Then my monitor, I'll try to find it to put it on.
That's really funny.
And then my monitor, like with the contractions, and then him just sleeping.
They have no idea what we go through.
Zero idea.
Like, they could never handle it.
Handle birth? They can't even handle a cold. Men can't handle a cold.
I know.
Is your foot dirty again? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to try to wipe it yourself? Yeah. You want to come up with mommy? Okay. 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 And then I really couldn't last. Like, I was like, get me that epidural now. And I was it's like scary. They have you like,
I know,
crouched over. And then he's like, it's going to be a bee sting. And then
I don't even remember.
Well, yours was a little more traumatic.
Well, not whatever. But yeah, either way. But like, I don't remember them like, either way.
It's going to be a bee sting. And then all of a sudden, you, within 5 minutes, can't feel your legs.
I know.
And that is weird.
So creepy.
That is a weird experience. And
watch out. Lift your arm up.
Okay. Great job. Okay. So yeah. And then you like literally can't feel your legs. And it's the most crazy feeling in the world, but you're not in a lot of pain. I remember like reading about things before I delivered, and I was like, oh, once you get your epidural.
Like right before. You're like, let me do some
Google,
research.
Reddit. That's when the Reddit addiction started in labor. I remember someone saying, oh, like once you get your epidural, you're going to have the best nap of your life. No. You didn't have that.
I mean,
no. It's because you're supposed to like not be in pain from the contractions.
But you do feel like pressure still, or you feel nothing?
Yeah, remember? I mean, I talked about this on the original time that we recorded. You do. The epidural nap was a fallacy for me. No napping in labor for me. I was in labor for like 13, 14 hours. And then what happened, which was crazy. Yes, you can still feel like pressure and stuff. And I thought I was just gassy from all the anesthesia. And so like I was trying to pass gas, and then all of a sudden Aviva's heart rate dropped. And the labor nurse was like, stop pushing. Stop pushing. And then they like rolled the crash cart in because she was having, D cells or whatever. Her heart rate was dropping. And that was super scary. And then they're like, hold it in. We see her head. And then they called my OB and they like rolled everything in just in case for a C-section, which literally after we recorded this episode the first time on Instagram, I got an ad an article that said the U.S. has the highest C-section rate. Listen to us. No, I didn't send it to you. Our phones listen.
Oh, so scary.
Okay, so what was your experience?
Wait, I have a question though.
Did you know that when you feel like you have to poop, that means your baby comes out? No one tells you that.
Well, because I was having that sensation, and I knew about that because I don't know if it was for my mom or I just knew that.
Who tells you that? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I heard when you start to feel the pressure like down there, that like means like.
I thought that meant in your vag, not your butt.
No, because I felt it before I went to the hospital, and I was like, I was like literally typing at work, and I'm like, feels like I have to poop, but I don't.
That's so scary at work.
Yeah. This is like classic me. Like I go along with my days. I'm in preterm labor, like at work, like not worrying about anything. It's like my back hurts. Like all this.
You called your doctor.
Finally, after my mom was like, you need to call your doctor. This is not normal. I was like, okay, fine. I'll call my doctor. Talked to the on-call doctor. She was lovely. And she was like, I mean, she doesn't know me or like anything. Of course, she's going to be like, oh, your baby's probably sitting in a weird position.
Sure.
I mean, she didn't see me, so she's just going based on what I'm saying.
On the phone.
So, yeah, so she's like, do some cat-cow. She gave me some other positions to try, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it. So here I am, like...
not knowing you're in preterm labor.
Trying to, like, reposition her. I think that was a Friday. Next day, I still couldn't move. I was in a lot of pain. My mom was like, Sarah, this is not normal. I'm like, I'm fine. It doesn't get any better. And then finally, Sunday morning, when I wake up and I pee, I see blood in my urine, and that's when I was like, okay, that's not normal. So I called the doctor, and she was like, yeah, you probably should come in. So we go into the hospital, brought nothing, like I said before, because I just thought it'd be it'd be in and out.
Yeah, like a little quick L&D visit.
The nurse hooks us up, or me up, not us. And I was like, oh, you're having contractions. I was like, what are you talking about?
That's insane.
She's like, do you feel them? And I was like, no, I don't. And I was just like, all I felt was like, it was like the worst back pain. And I guess that can happen when you're in labor. You can have pain in your back. So they like attempted to stop the contractions. They gave me tons of fluids. It wasn't stopping. I was still having bleeding. Convinced the resident made me bleed more when she was like checking me.
Checked you. That's scary.
And then they didn't know what was happening. They decided to keep me overnight because like contractions were still happening and the bleeding, which I was happy because then her heart rate dropped. Her heart didn't drop. Her heart rate literally stopped. They couldn't find her heart rate. And that's when I was rushed into an emergency C-section. Thank God, as they were about to transfer me over to the table, they found her heart rate again. And then they were like, okay, thank God. Literally, I heard everyone in the room go, like, sigh a relief because they literally would have put me onto the table. They were going to give me general anesthesia because you can't do a spinal during an emergency. Yeah. And what they do is they literally, like, rip the baby out to get the baby out to save the baby's life. And thank God that didn't happen.
Thank God.
For multiple reasons. So I could sense the relief in the entire OR while I was there. And everyone said to me, there goes our camera. Everyone said to me, was like, you looked so calm during that whole thing. And I was like, I was literally shitting in my pants as it was happening. And the outside, I looked calm. But yeah, you were misbehaving for the very beginning.
Yeah.
It was the most terrifying thing of my entire life.
It is so scary. And now that I'm remembering when Aviva's heart rate dropped, it's crazy how your mind blocks out this whole experience, by the way. Like, talking about it, you just start remembering things.
No, she walked out.
When Aviva's heart rate dropped, they're like, hold it, like stop it or whatever. And then this, like, I had an old school L&D nurse, and she stuck her entire arm up my vag, like up to her elbow, and was patting Aviva's head, I guess, and that like re-stimulated her heart rate.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, that's like, I love that story.
This is disgusting.
Like
Like
we need
up
to
to
have
her
nurse on the
elbow.
pod.
Yes. Well, also, like, I didn't know Aviva's gender up until we delivered, but I was like kind of
we
really
should talk about that moment. We like totally
glazed
glazed over that.
I know. Wait, listen. So Nate and I decided we didn't want to find out the gender. So we waited the whole time, and we had lots of scares. Like, I was in a car accident my second trimester. My car was totaled. They thought I had a placental abruption, then my high blood pressure. So I was being followed by high risk quite a bit. And like, they do these intense ultrasounds, and I was always very particular. Like, we don't want to know the gender. Tell us when to turn away, whatnot. I get into my L&D room, and the day shift nurse, who's this old school L&D nurse, and I just felt so safe and taken care of, but she was kind of cutthroat. Just fine. Kept saying she in terms of the baby. And I was like, we don't know. I waited this freaking long and we don't know. She's like, no, sorry, my patient over there is having a girl. Like, my other patient, very possible. It was a good cover up. I don't know if she ruined my surprise or not. But then my OB, like, we delivered and whatever, and they were like, it's a girl. And that was, I don't know, baby's heart rate is dropped. Baby, use baby. But I don't really think it's like in your, like, I don't know. I've never seen an L&D nurse screen, but I don't really think that they have it anywhere in the chart. Like, it's probably one place, right?
They brought us in. They said, do you know the gender? They had it on the board.
Right.
If we need the gender, but I don't think it's like in our chart.
I don't think it's like popping up,
no.
right? I think the parents probably tell like, oh, we're having a boy. And then like they know.
I mean, I honestly think the nurse was right. Like, how
she
many
probably
girls
did.
she's seen that
it's 50%
day.
chance.
And I think I said this before. Like, I normally say she, but like that's the first pronoun that comes out
for a woman.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's probably was just
girls rule. Women are insane for going through birth and labor.
Yeah.
So did you have a plan?
Did
we talk about that?
The birth plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just
had the classes. Yeah. No real plan. I mean, at that point, as I was in the hospital, all plans were out the window. Oh, they're coming.
Please be careful on the step. No, we're not going to. We're going to leave the door open. Thank you, Miss Aviva. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
Aviva, you stay out there.
Okay. Come in. Here. Wait, but that was my experience, like when I first met Aviva, and then they put her to your chest, and it's like beautiful, and I was crying and in shock.
See, I didn't get to experience
I know, like,
that.
but talk about yours.
Yeah, so I had that first scare, and then once that happened, they didn't really...
Wait, you have to go into detail about that. So they rolled you in for a C-section.
Well, so like basically what happened is I could... Did I feel the... And it basically, any time that a contraction would happen, her heart rate would drop.
Right.
So I didn't know that before all the episodes, but like the first episode, the contraction was happening, and her heart rate dropped, and then they couldn't find the heart rate. So literally the entire floor, what it seemed like if you're ever in the hospital and they call a code, that's whatever their code for that situation is, that's what the code was happening. Yeah. So the entire world was in our hospital room. My poor husband was in the corner of the room. I have like someone's hand up my vagina. I have anesthesia at the head of the bed getting my consent and like asking me my medical history. And then I have other nurses and other people like doing multiple things. I'm like being flipped around like a rotisserie chicken to like so they can like try to flip her inside of me. And then they're like injecting drugs into me to stop the contractions. They're like
so traumatic.
500 things are happening, and then I'm getting wheeled off. And I remember saying this, like, someone please get my husband. And then one of the nurses is like, please get the daddy. Poor Oren.
Love those L&D nurses.
So then I get rushed into the OR, and then they find the heart rate, and then careful, once they have the heart rate back, then they're like, okay, we don't need to do an emergency C-section. And then Oren's like comes running in his bunny suit.
Okay, so they literally prep Oren, and you don't end up having the C-section. Insane.
Because they wanted to keep her in as long as possible. So that once they found, once her heart rate came back.
Because how many weeks was she?
She was just right before 34.
Yeah,
so like
teeny tiny.
34 is like where they wanted to try to keep her until. So at that point they were like, okay, you're staying in the hospital until she's born. I was like, cool.
Great.
Love
so
it.
they prepped you for a C-section that you didn't have.
So then I'm like, all right, I'm in my room. I went back to my room where I was before. And I was like, all right, this is going to be the room for the rest, I don't know, 8 weeks, 6 weeks.
You're like, how long am I actually going to be here for?
And I was like, people do this? And she was like, yeah, we have a bunch of moms who've been here for like X. I was like, kill me now.
Weeks and weeks and weeks.
Kill me. So then, I'm just hanging out. Jordan dropped her heart rate 2 more times, maybe 3 more times. I don't even remember. But at that point, I kind of like knew it. I could feel it because when my stomach, I would have the contraction and like literally my stomach would turn rock hard. I would look at the baby monitor and I would see the heart rate drop.
So scary.
So I kind of like knew what to do. At one point, I even like instructed Oren to like go get the nurse because I plugged myself back into the monitor because I went to the bathroom.
And you knew.
And I saw it, her heart rate dip to the 40s. And I was like, Oren, go get the nurse. And they would flip me. It would be the
rotisserie chicken again.
Yeah. And I'd be in like all these weird positions, giving me fluids. And then the heart rate would come back. She was eventually a little. So then they just decided they wanted to get a certain amount of steroids in me for her lungs. And then once I got all of that in me and I was like basically at 34 weeks, they're like, let's just do a C-section.
Yeah. So it was a little less chaotic because it was planned. Exactly. Thank God.
I knew going into it what was happening. I was able to like call my parents or I was able to call his parents. Like it wasn't like we're being rushed in there. Yeah. And then I had the C-section, which was.
And then.
So yeah, I mean the C-section was terrifying. It's not fun, to be honest. It was kind of nice because we were the only people there because it was at midnight or like 11:30. Yeah. And then I was really nervous for the spinal tap and just leading up to it. I don't know the difference between a spinal tap and epidural, but it is different. I don't know the differences.
Yeah, neither do I.
But yeah, it takes a while for them to get the baby out. And I remember I said this before, like I wanted to vomit.
Do you feel that?
Not really. It was like just like a little. I don't remember feeling anything. I just remember like
I don't want it to spill. Do you want to drink it? I don't want it to spill. Okay, then here, have a sip. I can't. Okay, well it's gonna spill, so I have to close.
We've already had one child waterboard. Do you want this one? This one's easier to drink. Want this one? Okay.
So do you feel them like going through you?
No, like you feel some pressure. I don't remember feeling in any pain.
Careful.
All I remember feeling is like I wanted to throw up. Like it was like all like right here.
Oh God, that makes me so
And
nauseous.
the anesthesiologist was like, I can't give you anything else. It's almost done. It's almost done. And then you hear the doctor like, okay, you ready? And then they drop the curtain. Well, there's still a curtain, it's just clear. And then they're like, here's the baby. And I remember being like, I can't see.
That's so scary and awful.
She didn't mean to do it on purpose. But like I still couldn't see her. And then Oren's like sees the baby. I think a lot of times now on C-sections, they do let the baby come to the mom.
But she was too early, right?
But she was too early, and I think she was like somewhat blue a little bit when you see her
Blue.
video too.
Oh my gosh.
So she got whisked away to the NICU team. I sent Oren over there. They don't tell the dad that they can go over there. Oren didn't know, so I was like, Oren,
go
get over
follow
there.
her.
Yeah. So Oren was like able to like cut the cord over there. They let him do that. He got like tons of pictures and stuff. So like it felt somewhat normal for him, I guess, over there.
But you're like
And
just
then
being sewn up.
I'm still on the table. And yeah, I didn't see Oren for like hours, it felt like. I mean, he was with Jordan, so
They're just sewing you up.
and that also took forever to sew me back up.
Insane.
And I remember asking to see my placenta because I was very curious to
That's
see what it
so
looked like.
crazy.
is such a
It's
crazy
like,
looking
it's
thing.
it's like a creature.
I know.
It's insane. But so cool that it gives babies like life for 9 months.
And your body creates it.
Insane. Along with a child.
Yeah.
Along with
you
a child.
create another organ.
Insane.
But yeah, that was like pretty much, it was a crazy experience. No other words.
Giving birth, having a C-section, having an infant, newborn stage. I mean, pregnancy.
The whole thing is wild.
Insane. I forgot
So
about one
wild.
other thing that I talked about the last time we recorded that was funny.
Oh, your toy, the stretching thing. Medical device.
Okay, so I somehow got sold a device because I knew I wanted to try for a natural birth. Well, actually, my doctor didn't give me the option. It was like, you are going to try. It's safer for the mom to try to give birth vaginally. So that's what we're going to aim for. And if something happens, we will do a C-section. So I was like prepping for that. And then I somehow got served an ad for this tool, not a toy,
Sure.
to stretch you. And it was like this, basically like this huge, like S-shaped dildo, like I don't even know, thing. And you were supposed to like massage your vagina with it to try to stretch it. And so like I did it. I felt really weird about it. I think I did it once and it was like probably $40, by the way. Like not cheap. I think it was by Frida. Like, I'm not sure. I'm going to put a picture on the podcast. You want to get down?
Well, but like I said this before, you can just do your own massages. But I guess you just got sold on the gimmick.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, one thing we haven't talked about is like, the fear of tearing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I brought that up to my OB, she was like, listen, like, that's why you have an OB. I'm going to stitch you up and you'll be better than you've ever been. And I was like, okay, you're hired. But then I was reading or Redditing about it and...
Totally not on camera anymore.
Me. How is that possible? And then I was reading and Redditing about it and this tool. And so, like, yeah, that's why I hired my OB. But, like, when you start Redditing about it, and yes, you can do the massages, which I did watch some YouTube videos about. And those were weird. It was, like, felt, like, sensual and sexual. And it's like, no, I'm just not trying to preserve my vag. Yeah, it's like, they were weird videos. Maybe I
guess my question is, so I'm terrified of tearing, which is why I never want to have a vaginal birth.
Yeah, now you're like, C-section all the way.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, what do you have? I gotta get Natalie.
Jordan, please keep that out of your mouth while you're walking.
Episode is fucking wild. I can't.
I'm curious though, like, do those massages or
do they work?
Yes,
like,
that's
what
my
is like the scientific evidence behind doing that? No, I don't think it does. Like, she stitched me up, and like, I don't know. Apparently, Nate can't tell.
Yeah,
that I ever tore. Like, I had a 2nd-degree tear. It hurt like after, but you hurt after a C-section.
Yes, no, totally.
And then Nate said,
well, I guess it's more the idea of like, I guess in a C-section you have an incision, but like it's intentional.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's planned.
For a tear. Oh my god, just the thought of it, just like.
I know
it really,
and I can't imagine being cut open ever.
I know.
It's like because we had 2 completely different experiences. Yeah. Like us on Apple,
please, all the
Spotify,
support. Really appreciate it.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Little Sprout LA Moms. We are so excited. We've gotten such good feedback, and we love to hear from you.
Yes.
And I think in a few weeks we're going to start with our first guest.
Yes. And if you, just please like, subscribe, everything, and we appreciate all the love. Thanks, guys.
Good camera.
Bye.
Okay, bye.